Hi, my name is Alexander Jip, and in this video I'm going to show you how to properly survive AP Calculus. So the first tip is to take all the necessary notes in AP Calculus. Now as you can see here, if you take the proper notes, your notes should amount to about this much. For example, will be the AB notes and this will be the BC notes. Now for a student who takes notes that has as much as this notes, your grades should look similar to this. However, if you don't take the necessary notes, and your notes look something like this, where it's just like one flimsy notebook, your grades will look similar to students 2's, not as good as students 1. So you want to make sure you take as many notes as student 1, or at least the necessary notes as student 1 in order to do well. Alright, here's the second tip. The second tip is that you shouldn't just copy the notes, but you should also try to understand them, because some parts of calculus will be challenging. And you should also try not to study at the last minute, because if you study last minute, there will be some tests where you don't do well because the material will be too challenging. For example, as you can see with student 1, for the first 3 tests, they got away with studying last minute. But then you notice here that at the 4th test, they studied last minute, but then the material was too challenging, so they got a 70 on this test. However, student 1 learned from the mistake and studied every single night a little bit for test 5, and because he was able to study a little bit every single night, he had more time to prepare and understand the material. Therefore, as you can see, he got a 99. And then as you can see here for student 2, what student 2 try to do is they try to study just the last minute every single night. So as you can see for the first 3 tests, it's really low. However, student 2 finally learned their error, and they actually studied a little bit every night for test 4. So they got an 80, which actually beat student 1. However, they fell back into their old habits again and got another low score. So the lesson here is, please don't study last minute. Please study every single night. It will really help you. Alright, so this is the third tip. The third tip is, no matter what, try to devote time to do homework. It doesn't matter if you have very little time, try to do it. Because let's say you encounter a problem on homework that you don't know how to do, most likely a similar question like that is going to appear on the test. For example, if you don't do the homework, then let's say you didn't know that you didn't know how to do this. Then on the test, you wouldn't be able to do this. However, let's say you do the homework and you know how to do this, then you know how to do this problem. So on the test, you know to write this, and then you'd gain credit. The next tip is to always ask questions if you don't understand material. So let's say we're going over a test on homework and you don't understand material. Then you need to go and ask the teacher. For example, sir, I don't understand this homework problem. Is it okay if you could explain it to me?
No, I'm busy right now. Please sit down.
Okay, but if your teacher doesn't have time, you should always respect that, and you should just wait or ask for a friend for help. With these tips, you should be able to do well in calculus and hopefully make a 5 on the AP Calculus exam.